Hello. Welcome. How's it going? Why don't I see chat? Oh. Hey, Lunar Waffles. How's it going? Good to see you. It's been a while. All my custom browser docs are gone. What the fricky? Thangy the Dilophosaurus. Welcome. There wasn't much chat? No. I actually, it's missing the chat window for me, so I don't see anybody. I don't see YouTube, and I don't see Twitch, so I'm gonna have to open up I'm gonna have to do some surgery. Hooray! How have you guys been? Kraken YouTube pop out. YouTube chat. Boom. Cello Corner, thank you for the lurk. I don't know why my voice is clipping. It seems like it changes. Happy Plays, I see you on YouTube now, finally, because I got my chat back. Let me get the Twitch chat pop out. All I'm seeing is you guys through the preview screen, which I think has a lag. Naked Racing, thank you for the lurk. Okay, pop out. Grab Twitch. Okay. Twitch chat. Hey, there we are. Oh, it lost everything. What the heck? I don't have my activity either. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Maybe I'm on the wrong profile. I need to pick up Satisfactory, but I need to save up money for a new PC so I don't have to use GeForce. My computer has to use GeForce and I'm stuck with the free version. Well, good luck. Yeah, save up money. And if you... Well, I don't know, actually. I used to say build your own PC because it's cheaper, but even build your own PCs are expensive. Dwan it. Haven't been in a while, and I am working, so I am lurking. Hope you're well. Thank you. I appreciate it, Cello Corner. I am doing okay. I woke up, nothing was sparking, on fire, or had burned down. Yeah, that's good. That's always a good sign. I am doing okay. Yes, it is much better. Last week, I didn't stream because I was hella burnt out. And it's hard to talk about without being a total downer.
Thank you!
Same at Save. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome in. I don't know. I gotta turn down my volume on my mic. It's still clipping. Same Wester. Thank you for the follow. Do you guys know each other? Or are you just the same? Stream burnout is real. Honestly, it's not stream burnout. It's just life burnout. I guess I can talk about it a little bit. I just had some talking points. And it's all related to the shit I'm going through with ADHD and depression. And I've been trying to make a video about it to like come back to YouTube. Because I want to share kind of a lot about it. But then it's hard to like, I come up with like a storyline that's easy to deliver. Or that's not true. I come up with parts of a storyline that are easy to deliver in like a YouTube talk video, and then I forget it. And then I like find another part. It's like, oh, that's really good. I should say it that way. And then I forget it. And then I try and write it down, and I go back and I look at it, and it's annoying. But the burnout it's related to work. I've been working on a really big project for years now, and I've delivered many phases of it, so it's good. But man, it involves so much organizational transformation, which that sounds corpo speak gross, but like, I don't know, whenever you make something better, it's a change. And whenever you change things on people don't like it. And so you can't just change things on people and say, deal with it. You're an adult. Like that's a bad way to lead people and a bad way to work with people. So you have to like talk with people and like figure out what they need, and then like make sure that you consider that in your changes. And then people get scared, and you're like, no, it's okay. The project's fine. Everything's going fine. Corpo disgusting. Yeah, I mean, people do that to children too. Yeah, well, yeah. Honestly, like, I'm still clipping. Why am I still clipping? Hang on. Filters. Compressor. Output gain. Okay. Let's tone it down. Let's tone it down a lot. Okay, how's that? I'm probably still gonna clip. Oh boy. A large part of how I can identify that is because people did it to me as a kid.
Hello there.
Hey, Dr. Phineas. I actually, this is probably a good segue into like why I was burned out. Is like, I am hyper ADHD. Not hyper, actually. I don't have severe ADHD. I have like moderate to severe. I'm like the 60%. How are you? I'm better today. Same thing you were working on when I was there. Hobbitronic, if I remember your username, yes, but we split it up into multiple parts and have successfully moved a bunch of parts of it. And I'm not even going to mention what that move is because, I ain't going to dox myself. But, yeah, we're also doing infrastructures. Now I'm like, well, let's brag. No. We're doing infrastructure as code. We're doing all kinds of shit that, like, nobody thought was possible. And it's working well. And we're actually given the time. People are excited about it. Instead of it being kind of like a shadow team, which is what we were doing when you were here, we're like out in the front now, which is pretty cool. And we've got a bunch of stuff. Dr. Phineas, thank you for the gift sub to Hobbitronic. Definitely enjoy the no ads. That's the main reason I say get a sub. But yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna recenter because I'm like self-conscious now. Don't worry about it. I almost said your actual name. Hobbitronic, don't worry about it. But no, the frickin' judgment of like people saying like you're an adult, deal with it. That is basically opting not to think about the other person. And since I have a ton of ADHD, that comes with emotional sensitivity or rejection sensitivity, like just the magnitude, I mean, as far as I understand it, things land with me a lot more strongly, and it can get exhausting, because I have to deal with it, and like the main way I've dealt with it is by like latching onto evidence and like rational thought and like holding that reaction and then trying to act rationally. And I don't know, I've found out all kinds of things since I found out I had ADHD, and that includes depression, which has, unfortunately has like really picked up. That was the main reason I didn't stream last weekend, is like, obviously if you're burned out, it's probably not a good idea to go like pretend you're happy. So like there's that part, the honesty part. And then I was like, well, why can't I just like hang out and play a game and like not expect anything of myself? But then there's like, if you're not enjoying anything and you're honest about it, because depression is like, that's a huge part of depression, is that you lose the positive feedback that you get from things you previously enjoyed. Whatever, like, what's it called? It's something phonia. This is something I would ask anhedonia. Anhedonia. You've gotten ADHD and anxiety yourself. I'm sorry to hear that. Welcome to the club. That sucks. And also is good. For me, it was like a huge, oh. Okay, so when I stop enjoying video games, because like video games is like one of the main things that anchored me to like keeping me steady. If I have ADHD, which is a disorder of executive function, meaning you don't get the normal positive feedback that people do when they complete a task. Your brain, you complete a thing, your brain says, good job. Boo! Injects some, I don't think it's actually epinephrine. Epinephrine's adrenaline. Isn't it? I don't remember. Serotonin. I'm trying not to use serotonin or any of those, because they're more complex than people say. When you say, oh, I like this. Actually, I think that's a really old meme where like people would be like, this clip gives me serotonin or something. It's like, that's not, serotonin is not the happy part, the happy enzyme or whatever protein hormone. So I'm trying not to use it that way, but like you don't get the positive boost that, biologically that your brain is that a neurotypical person has. So like even if they're doing something they don't want to do, when they complete it, they're like, yes, I completed it. I have that. So when you have ADHD and you do not get that feedback, you are kind of holding your breath. And this is like the main metaphor that I am planning to use when I make that ADHD update video. Everybody is breathing around me, and I am holding my breath. A lot of the things I've found out from scientific studies, there's a guy that I watch every week because he summarizes ADHD research. Also, folks, we're gonna play Satisfactory, but I like I said, I'm burned out, so I'm kind of just talking about it right now. This whole stream, just so you're aware, this is just going to be a hangout sesh. I'm going to talk. I'm going to play Satisfactory eventually, maybe in 10 minutes or so. But we're just vibing today. Like I have zero expectations this stream. I've pointed in the direction of Satisfactory in my brain, so that's what we're going to do. Russ Berkeley, I think his name is the researcher. He's like one of the lead researchers for like 30 years on ADHD, and he's responsible for several updates of the clinical model of ADHD. And he's retired now, so he like has a YouTube channel, and he just keeps on reviewing ADHD research, and then also tries to provide information and debunk like popular articles on ADHD that have no basis in science. Gosh darn it. I've watched way too much YouTube this week, so it's really buried in my history. I really should subscribe to him. I don't think I'm subscribed to him. And yes, you are witnessing live an ADHD distraction. Russell Barkley. There we go. I'm going to paste that in chat. Okay. I was talking about him because I was talking about my metaphor. Like, everybody around me is breathing and I am holding my breath. And the longer you hold your breath, the more tired you get, you know, and then you might pass out. And I feel like burnout is kind of like pass outs, where you lose the ability to do things actively and you just kind of have to like hang out. And that's basically what I did last week. That was a big circle of explanation. But that's why I didn't stream last week. Diagnosed with ADHD, not sure about the anxiety part, don't know how that works, but I feel anxious and down a lot. So sticking with ADHD personally. Yeah. I refused to believe I had anxiety literally until last year. Hey, Liberty Pen, good to see you. Ayoku, is that how you say your name? It's been a while, I haven't seen you. Yeah, I actually yesterday almost pinged everybody in the Discord and asked for reaction requests because I think I'm probably ready to make a reaction video soon. Loku, okay, cool. I didn't know that was an L. That L, lowercase L, it's Finnish. It means English trap. Nice name. I don't know if I can explain anxiety as well as I can explain depression and ADHD, at least in my research and understanding. Because I didn't believe I had ADHD, and so I once I found enough information. Hey, Crispy Jester. Once I found enough information to kind of convince me I might, I really dug in and I started reading the research. I started reading, trying to look for industry, not industry, Russell Barkley, researchers and stuff, people who know what ADHD, because there's a lot of shit on the internet about ADHD it just doesn't make any sense. People talk about the symptoms and adaptive behaviors and similarities in behaviors as if they were ADHD, but it's not that simple because people can act that way for different reasons. You could have BPD, you could have not that I'm an expert on this, but I was just suspicious of the ADHD information and suspicious that I had it, and until I finally got a full assessment, a full psychological assessment, and it was 100%, yeah, you got it. And here's how. I was like, oh, okay. And then same with depression. I didn't believe I had depression until I heard enough about it that was oh shit, that happens to me. It's happened to me for a long time. And then I found Robert Sapolsky, who's another researcher in depression, who has some excellent lectures for first and second year college undergraduates. I think in med school, but he puts them on YouTube, and he was talking about depression, and it was that anhedonia part was the thing, and there's 3 or 4 other symptoms of depression, which I can't remember right now, but that really was oh yeah, okay. And then I didn't say it, but then my the medical professionals I've seen have confirmed that. So it's oh, damn. Not to tangent, but how'd that Oblivion run go? My laptop was out of commission, so I couldn't see or hear how it progressed. So I did what I always do with Elder Scrolls games, and I played it to death. And since I didn't want to progress because I wanted to play it on stream, I burned out on it. And that's different burnout, but I had too much of it. Like I was full. Like no more Oblivion, please. And I didn't realize it until I was like, I have no obligations. My partner is out of town and all of my friends are busy. What should I play? And I didn't want to play Oblivion, so I was like, okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna stop. I got past Kvatch. That was fine. It was very hard because I was level 35, but it was fun. I think I did it in a stream, so that was an hour or two. But it was good. How did it feel to realize you had it? Depression? This is Same It Save. Welcome, Alex. Same It Save. Can't chat on Twitch. Strange. But that's fine. If I want to get diagnosed, it's like a two-ish year wait list here in the UK. Damn. I was surprised that it wasn't that long for me. It was like 8 months. Like I scheduled it in February, and then it happened, or maybe I scheduled it in December. No, I scheduled it in February and it happened in December. So yeah, it was 8 months. ADHD and depression. Oh, thank you. That actually brings back to the thing I was trying to say before all of those tangents. It's good to know that you have it. I had multiple medical professionals be like, well, why do you care if you have it or not? And I was like, what the hell do you mean? If I know I have ADHD and it is biological fact, then I can connect. I can connect with information. I can connect with other people's experiences. I can be not alone. Here I am. So I'm about to go. You have to ban and unban me on Twitch? Weird. Shit, I got distracted. What was I talking about? Oh, no, I lost it. How did you realize you had it? And then... So one of the things I learned when I got my ADHD assessment is that my short-term memory is terrible. And it's anxiety that makes me care so much and stress so much about it that I could wing it. I could wing short-term memory by stressing the hell out about it and writing it to long-term memory, which was good for school. So you can connect to the resources you had need to. Oh, yes. Thank you. Appreciate it, Lunar. In school, I was a smart kid, but I never felt it, ever, because I worked my flipping ass off. And I had a couple teachers who I really appreciate, and good teachers, you can never substitute for good teachers. And they believed in me, and so they're like, you're smart. And I was like, okay, I'll take your word for it. Let me try. And then I did well. But the thing is, I was always working 100 times. Let's be realistic about it. Let's not hyperbolize. Like 2 times harder than the other students. Like I was spending a lot more time studying, and I was spending a lot more time, I don't know. I don't know. It was like the anxiety of failure, because failure really sucks. Failure is a form of rejection. And it just meant that I was working really hard. I actually had my first burnout in high school. Like, it was my senior year. Everyone called it senioritis, but what the hell is senioritis anyway? I just couldn't give a fuck. Like, I couldn't give 2 shits about anything. And I realized that I was like, I was trying. I was still trying, but I just couldn't make myself do stuff. But that doubt of I'm not smart, I'm not actually intelligent, I just put a hell of a lot more effort into everything. That lived with me until literally last year. And even now I'm not sure what I can do, even though I have proof of what I can do. So knowing that I have ADHD is No, this is why it's you're this is what you can expect to deal with. When it comes to short-term memory, when it comes to effort that I have to put in, when it comes to doing things outside of my interests, that's like the one time when executive function works for ADHD people is when they care about it a lot, which is one of those life hacks. Like if you just care really hard and you're anxious about everything, you don't want failure and you don't want bad things, and you're like anxiety. This is like the thing. This is the monster in the cage in my brain is anxiety, and I'm like, point it towards the thing that I want to do. And it's like, that's the thing that I'm trying to unlearn right now, where like I can somehow figure out. No, I didn't figure it out. It was all intuitive. Like I can get anxious about shit, and then it will stress me out so much that it will boil over and I'll have to act. And because I grew up in the 90s, right? Like macho culture, freaking toxic masculinity, all that stuff. Just get over it. Everybody has to deal with this shit. You're an adult, or act like an adult. All that shit, like I took to heart, right? And I'm not going to apply it to other people because that makes them feel bad. But for me, it doesn't matter. I'm applying it to my life. And then I had like positive influences where my cross country coach was like, you're a champion, you have to act like it. Start practicing, and then you can get it, right? And then you don't know what you're capable of, and so don't stop before you know. And I haven't stopped since. Like that. Holy shit. So yeah, I mean, I forgot where I was going with that. Good teachers are amazing. They really are. You're putting in the effort but having a hard time finding the drive to do it. Yes, and that creates burnout. Burnout is like when you extend yourself beyond a stable, sustainable pace, right? When you push, like that's my other metaphor that I have for like the burnout that I'm experiencing, is that I've been sprinting for too long. Like you can't sprint forever. You have to have a sustainable pace. Good teachers can make or break a subject. Yes, 100%. I had good teachers in math, which is why I have a math degree. I had good teachers in science. I had good teachers in history. Actually, I think it was the English teachers more that influenced me there. There was a really good English teacher. She's the one that like made us learn Latin roots, because of a large majority of English language is Latin based, just like French and Spanish and the others. So not only can you learn and intuitively guess or intuitively estimate what words mean by their roots and suffixes and prefixes, but you can also sort of figure out other languages, as if they're written down, which was goated. It was so good. Yeah. It's Automod on Twitch stopped me from chatting on Twitch. That is weird, Alex. I mean, I didn't ban you, I don't think. Put in an unban request if you did. My issue is when I start to fail or fall behind, it's hard to get out of that slump. Yeah, and that's where anxiety comes in handy. So please don't do this. Because that's like one of the reasons why I burn out, is because I use anxiety in a functional way. Like, I have always believed anxiety, which maybe I should try to define anxiety or look up a definition of anxiety so that it's like clear from it's like different from worry, I guess. I don't know. But like the anxiety is like the unrational fear of a thing happening. Let's just use that definition for now. I always took that as I must act. And like acting usually solves the problem. So if I like was worried about a thing, I would think about it. And I would ruminate over it, which is a key word of depression, rumination. And I would be like, I'd start working my gears, and like I'm a problem solver. That's like I'm an engineer. It would, I'd usually find at least some path forward to solve that problem. And then when I'm successful in solving my problems that way, I am more encouraged to like worry about things and be concerned about things. And yeah, so when I fall in a slump, I that usually brings me to a breaking point where either I have to stop caring about it 100% and drop it and leave, or I go into like sicko mode and I can't stop, and I'm just like, yeah, it's bad. Well, that kind of anxiety where you weaponize your anxiety is really not good. It does a number on your nervous system, which is something I'm finding out now as an adult. And if you don't take care of yourself, eat good food, get good rest, have like good nourishment, like you're like, I guess eat good food is the same thing. And then you like rest. Like that's one of my problems is I don't really know how to rest. Not very well. I thought like disappearing for a weekend and playing video games and staying up really late, and which turned into staying up every night, and trying to do more. It's bad. It's so bad for you. And I'm gonna stop because I am missing a bunch of chat. But like it's a cycle, and I think I'm just in one of the worst ends of that cycle right now. And last week was just like I just didn't stop feeling bad, and it wasn't there wasn't a reason for it. I mean, there is a reason, right? I mean, like, there's a bunch of reasons, a million reasons, but there's no acute reason. There's no one reason or one thing I can point at and be like, it's this asshole at work who is pissing me off or like threatening something. It's this dude online who left this comment that like stings me a little bit too much, or it's this thing that's happening in the news that really fucking sucks. There was no one thing. But yeah, overloaded. I was just overloaded, and I had to like sit down in a dark room literally and play Satisfactory because I couldn't play any like narrative games, and I couldn't like I don't know. I don't want to get too descriptive in it because it's pretty depressing. Just finished applying yesterday. Oh, where to? A bit of C# and lost it all? Wait, where did you apply to, Crispy Jester? Are you in, did you say in YouTube? I was doing a bunch of science and art and hard pivoted to a more art-based uni course, and I've been doing so much better. Nice. I'm glad you found that out. That's like the time. I had to pivot from engineering because I was going to be a mechanical engineer. I was set on doing that. I wanted to build all kinds of cool shit. I wanted to have a workshop in my garage that had every tool imaginable, and make shit and like learn how to weld and like fabricate stuff. And basically, if I had gone down that path, I probably would have been somewhat like William Osman without the funny parts, which is just a depressing asshole. I don't think I'm an asshole, but you know what I mean. Have I played Subnautica? I have. I actually had a save that I played on stream, which I could pick up again if you guys want. I actually played a little bit. It was a couple months ago, but I played a little bit to get my the submarine. What's the submarine called? I had it all kitted out, and now it's ready to go into the depths. So we could pick that up again sometime. You wanted to be MacGyver. Yes. No, I wanted to be Iron Man, and I was MacGyver. I've made all kinds of shit growing up. Like, I used to build bridges because I lived at the edge of a forest that had like ravines and like water, like tributaries, and there was a stream that had frogs, and it was like amazing. I like basically grew up in the woods, and I used to build bridges across it, and like when they would break and my dad would get mad, I would like secretly build another one to like try and fix it, what failed the first time. Look at Discord. I don't see anything. You did remind me to turn on streamer mode. I did a beat that show is good regardless of which version you watch. I haven't watched it in a long time, but Yeah, that's a good show. You know what's a good show? Frasier. I haven't watched that in a long time. It's freaking hilarious every time I see a clip from it. Which, yeah, that's a really good show. And it aged so well. I would 100% recommend that. And it gives you an interesting look into like late 90s, early 2000s living and socializing. I mean, in a sitcom, obviously. I didn't discover my love of language until college, and yes, learning root words is so powerful. Yes. Doing that depletes her adrenal glands. Yes. And that's honestly what I found out after YouTube started, because I was doing the same thing. I was like, anxiety, work, anxiety, YouTube. And I blew out my adrenal glands. It was great. You're currently watching SG-1. Okay, that's great. It is really good. Like, I used to watch all kinds of like wacky TV growing up with my dad because he was a sci-fi guy. He was a nerd too, and like Babylon 5 and frick, what's Andromeda. That's a good one. And crap, there's one more that's like even more weird than Babylon 5. Oh, it's in general chat. I see. Oh, weird. Okay, I'm not sure if any of my mods are on right now, but I can have a look at that. They might be able to look at behind the scenes and see what's going on. My wife is playing Subnautica right now. Nice. Honestly, it is a good game. I'm very sad about Subnautica 2. Okay, I almost like, there's been a couple gamer drama things. Maybe this is like part of why I burned out, is because I was putting so much. I don't know. Never mind. There's been a couple gamer drama events that I have wanted to make a video about, and even got like 5 minutes away from clicking record on. And that's one of them. And like one of the things I want to tell people, and it's really unsatisfying, but it's really true. Subnautica 1 still exists. It's really important to set your expectations for new games reasonably. Now, I made a video about it. I set my expectations extremely low after a bunch of games failed, and like pre-orders turned into a bad situation, and Kickstarters failed. Like I bought an Ouya. If you know what that is, you know how hard I fell. Okay? Whatever happens with Subnautica 2, cherish Subnautica 1 first. And don't expect anything. Like, Subnautica 2, like, may have been here, but now it's, like, here. Like, bring it down here. Maybe not below, right? But, like, Subnautica 2 could be bad. It could be good. Any sequel has a tough time outdoing the first one. Subnautica 1 hit so good because it was so novel. When you jump into the water and you feel the sound textures of the water, like if you've jumped in the ocean or a lake before, you know what you heard. Like you recognized what you heard, and for me, it gave me like almost a feeling that I was jumping in the water. It was incredible. And then as you're exploring, and like you get deeper and deeper, and a lot of people haven't experienced that. Have you ever swam out in the open water where you cannot see the bottom? It's terrifying. And I don't have thalassophobia. I like the water. I will swim out in the ocean. I have swum out in the ocean. I've swum out in the middle of a lake. It's crazy. It was such a good game. And cherish that. And it's the same thing with Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. We have Lord of the Rings 1 through 3. Right? We have the Hobbit movies, which that one's like, I have the Hobbit books. It's like, I like the Hobbit book. I do appreciate parts of the Hobbit. I'm not going to get distracted on that. What's another one? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I love that you do, and I want people to enjoy games. Like, if I can't enjoy a game, but somebody else does, I am happy for them, not the opposite. Like, I still have Final Fantasy VII, and when I played the first part 1 of Final Fantasy, the remake, I was not happy. I did not like it. It did not feel like Final Fantasy, and there were parts of it that actively destroyed my enjoyment of it, and not like in some kind of like crazy indignant way. It was just like, don't change the story so much. Like, it's not Final Fantasy anymore when you change the story that much. And then they roll it back in Rebirth and part 2, and it's, yeah. Anyway, as soon as I like finished it, I was like, I'm gonna go play Final Fantasy VII, because Final Fantasy VII is a bomb ass game, right? So like Subnautica 2, you got Subnautica 1, go replay it, you know? Hang on to the things that you love and grieve the things that could be as much as you have held them. You know? Like, you don't have Subnautica 2, so like grieve the loss of it and go have more fun somewhere else, you know? Yeah. Okay. Rant over. That's a lesson I learned back from Fable. That's funny. That's like the first time. Yes. That's the first, and I didn't hear any of that. I wasn't online chronically at the time. Hobbitronic, that's hilarious. Fable 1. If you guys know who Peter Molyneux is, he's kind of not really in the scene anymore. Fable 1, awesome game, you should go play it. When they were making it, they sold it as like the best thing ever. It was basically like GTA, but in fantasy. They're like saying all these things. It's gonna be amazing. Your hair is gonna grow as you get older and time passes, and like you're gonna age and you're gonna have kids and you're gonna do all these things. Like, it was just like they have all these systems in the game. Turns out you can't actually just make unlimited systems that mirror or enhance reality in a game and like have any money to finish it. So they had to like pull it back, and they made kind of like a formulaic but neatly packaged fantasy game that still had role-playing elements, right, but wasn't as deep as they had sold it. A lot of people were disappointed. I didn't know about any of that stuff, so I played that game and I was like hooked. I just fucking loved it. So I got lucky, but yeah, it pales in comparison to the promises. Yeah, yes, I'm super lucky. I never heard the promises. I love swimming. I'm one of those freaks with webbed toes. It may be built into me. I grew up swimming on the Puget Sound, which is why I have so many like Puget Sound like videos and shit in my videos, clips in my videos. In fact, I probably shouldn't talk about this because I always talk about what I want to do in streaming and never actually get to it because I burn out or work gets crazy or whatever. But I am going to buy a canoe. I'm going to build kind of an outrigger canoe, and I have the means to stream from it, and I want to stream from the Puget Sound and just be like freaking on the Puget Sound. I think I've mentioned it before. Would you guys watch that? Aragon, that movie was garbage, but the books are very enjoyable. Yes. The books lost me, I think, after book 3. Or during book 3. Or maybe I got distracted. I think I probably like went to college when I think I might have been a little bit too old for Aragon. I don't know. There is no such thing as too old. I think I don't remember why I fell off our Aragon. A fellow mutant? Yeah. Look, I mean, it's fun as hell. I don't know. I love swimming. It's amazing. I don't know if I can swim in the Puget Sound anymore because it's like 50 or 60 degrees, which, what is that in Celsius? That's like 17, right? Uh, 50 10. That's 10. Yeah. Hoping you'd pass it to your kids, but no luck. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. You're actually, your kids should be almost preteens by now, right? There's plenty of time. 9/11. Nice. Yeah, there's plenty of time. And by plenty of time, I mean like 2 years that they would be interested in potentially having it. So I would just like put it on a bookshelf and then like throw everything. I'm not giving you advice. I have a niece who's around the same age, and so like I've passed off Redwall to her. I've passed off Super Nintendo. Like I'm trying to get her into the shit that I like. Oh, passing off the webbed toes. Got it. Oh, I see that. I didn't see your response. Got it. It is cold. I don't blame everybody for not liking it. You'll like it? Okay. You've been having trouble getting the kids into the same things you read as a kid. Which, I think... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Like, for my niece, there's so many things that are good. And I didn't get to experience all of them. And that's like the one thing for me is like when she's into something, I'm like, what is that? Like, I've never heard of that. Let's figure that out. Sorry, there's nothing you can apply from that. I was trying to think of something. Good luck, I guess I'll say. I'm waiting till after uni for kids. There's still hope for our kind. Yeah. Mr. Reaper is cooked? What's Mr. Reaper? You don't read much? Dilophosaurus, I think I said it right this time. I felt the same way. Not knowing I had ADHD, which is a big part. Like, if you're not interested, you can't be bothered. I got really good at skim reading books to find something to talk about rather than actually reading it. But once I actually like started to find books that I was into, I'm voracious. I can't stop. It's like, it's actually bad. I get hyper focused on books like Stormlight Archives. I freaking love that series. It is so good. Is it the best? Well, okay, that's a trick question because I don't like making those comparisons because I like enjoying things. If I compare, then it dims the light on. I've never thought about it this way. If I compare things too hard, in my mind, it dims the light of the thing that is lesser, that I deem lesser, or judge lesser. And why would I want any of the light to dim? Now, if there's obviously some clear cases, like Lord of the Rings versus... See, I'm bad at making comparisons, so I'm going to spend too much time thinking about it. Stormlight Archives are amazing, and I would recommend you reading it. But just try some stuff. Like, if you can get to a library, check out some books, give it a shot. You know, spend 3 45-minute sessions trying to get into the book. And if you don't feel any reason to move on, make it half an hour. Like, it doesn't have to be that long. If it hasn't hooked you by then, it's probably not worth your time. Even if everybody else says it's a classic, this is your time and your enjoyment, you know? I read so much in high school, librarians gave me an A+ in library when I graduated. I wish I had a library class. That sounds amazing. I probably would have read a lot more in high school and college if I did. Okay, let's go ahead and start Satisfactory. We can keep talking, but it's now been 50 minutes since we started. If you're on YouTube, I have seen some people on the YouTube stream VOD have been putting the timestamp of when I start in comments, and I appreciate that. That's kick-ass. I freaking love when you do that. It's nice to talk. It is, honestly. This is the most I've talked outside of work, and probably like 4 or 5 days, which that sounds very sad when I say it out loud. It's been a rough week. Did you watch the video I sent you? I have not, but I'll check on it. Book words hurt my eyes because they are small. E-readers. I love the smell of books. I love the smell of like an old, like even a new book, like the paperback or whatever, the binding, the like everything smell like it's just so tactile. It feels good, smells good, gets me into it. Lots of nostalgia, but e-readers are so damn convenient. You can increase the letter size. You can bookmark things. You can make notes. Like, it's awesome. I love the smell of books. Me too. I used to before I realized I actually don't have a lot of storage space in my current place. I used to collect books. Like, I'd go to like used bookstores and pawn shops and Goodwill, and I would like, just as like a fun thing to go do. Like, if I'm in the area, I'll stop by Goodwill or Value Village or whatever, and I'll look in the book section. And sometimes, libraries or old people that died, and then other people inherited those books, and then they like, there's some books in there that are like insanely old. Like, I have a copy of Lawrence of Arabia, which I've never read. Maybe I will one day. It's from like 1911, I think, or 1920. It's over 100 years old. My oldest book is from 1898. I have a bunch of science and science and math books from the years, like basically each quarter century. Like, I have different kinds. They're all in sealed storage right now. I like books. That's it. That is all. They're great. Never gotten to read books, but there's a reason. Having dyslexia, it's hard to read anything. I can understand that. And my first thought is like, oh, how can we overcome it? I'm like, is there like a rubric? Is there a way that you can print books that are dyslexia friendly? And I'll stop because, like, you, out of respect to you, it's just like, if you enjoy, like, as much as I enjoy books, I want other people to enjoy it too, All right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't get the activity for Twitch, so I don't have any notifications. All right, let's bring the music down. Can you guys hear that? I think I turned the sound way down. No, satisfactory is full. Okay. Pop out activity feed. Let's grab that URL. And let's put a new browser doc. What happened to OBS? I think maybe it got updated. There we go. Can you play the Paralyzer? I don't know what that is, but feel free to post to the Discord. There's the backlog channel where you can put suggestions. You can also make me play it by getting Twitch points if you're watching on Twitch. The channel points, you can, if you get 75k, you can make me play a game. Or, I mean, I have veto rights, but I generally try not to. I try to make sure I can. Okay, so I have a lot to show you guys. OBS had a couple updates. Okay. My friend's has exams printed in it, and apparently yellow paper helps. Oh, really? Nice. Good luck satisfactory. I'm gonna go watch some anime. Lords of Mysteries is so weird. Let me know how that goes if you can. Like, I like anime. I don't enjoy a lot of popular anime, unfortunately. Like, slice of life's not really my speed. Isekais usually aren't my speed, especially when there's like a harem thing going on. I'm not super into it, but I am looking for, like, everybody was hating on solo leveling. Super hot take here. Everybody was hating on solo leveling for beating Frieren. I disagree with that choice. In the Crunchyroll anime of the year, Frieren lost to solo leveling. I actually enjoyed solo leveling, like kind of a lot. Not as much as Frieren. Frieren was a masterpiece, and I think Frieren should have won. But I did enjoy solo leveling. I'm watching. I got reincarnated as a slime right now, and I'm not sure I'm going to continue it. We'll see. It's interesting enough to keep watching. This hurts my 100 microfactory brain. So, yes. Have you watched Game It Out's Let's Game It Out Satisfactory videos? I have, unless there's a new one. You gotta let me know if there's a new one. So if you're interested, I do have reactions of those. They're a little bit old now, but they're on my YouTube channel. Let me know, because I haven't been watching Let's Game It Out, because I've been saving it. He is super funny, yeah. It's isekai with Victorian Bloodborne nonsense. Oh, interesting. Definitely let me know. I'm not against really anything if it's good. Which is such a not nuanced way to say it, but, you know. The only anime I watch is Pokemon or Beyblade Metal Fusion. Oh, dude. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, I'll just say it. I'll just leave it at that. You got married a week ago. Congratulations, Alex. Happy marriage. I just started saying happy. I don't know why. Okay, so I have basically finished this factory. It's my base factory. It's okay. But there's a lot of problems with it. You can see I've got basic products, I've got steel products, I've got phase 2 products, and oil products. And like one of the worst things... Nope. Okay, we'll just have to look at it as we go by. I designed it with... Damn, I can't think while I'm like wanting to show you guys something. Okay, I designed it with a logistics floor, so I could route everything underneath and have like everything nice and neat on top. And you can see this one actually. This looks really orderly. I mean, it gets a little bit tangly. But the worst part about this design is still the same problem that I was trying to solve with this. I did modular factories in my last save, which was extremely vertical heavy. And getting resources, like, and you're trying to expand vertically, and you're trying to scale vertically, getting more and more resources belted in and, like, delivered in vertically with, like, the same amount of space, you just get really crowded. Like you can see over here, this is, like, super emblematic of what I'm talking about, because I accept the resources down here, but then, like, it's just, there's no dedicated lines. Like, there's no clear way to get resources in from here to a recipe that I'm, building. And then I like gave up and I started doing things out of band, and so I started using the edges as like another way to route resources. And at this point, if somebody said, I'll give you $150 to put in another floor, and maybe $150, I'd do it. But if somebody said, I'll give you $5 to put in another floor, I would say no. Because damn, it sucks. Like this design that I've done, it looks good on each of the production floors, but everything else is hell. So I tried to level up. And so like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, we're taking a break from Satisfactory. I'm going to go back to the drawing board and try and figure out a modular design that is more amenable. And so let's go do that. Let's go to my design. So I built this, and this is an amalgamation. I think there's 20 different blueprints. I think most of them, like 10 of them, are for structural. I doubled the size. I think it's nearly double. I doubled the size of logistics floors. And I also built like built-in routing. So like these wall hangers were supposed to like help me route. So like if this like strip was the runner, like that's where the resources would flow in, and the blueprints would be at, like the edge would be right here. That didn't work because refineries kind of screwed that up. Refineries are too big. I only have a Mark II blueprint designer, so I have 5x5 spots. And my mistake was putting the middle runner strip in the middle of the 5x5. So I only have really four foundations to work with, and all of my blueprints have to go in between that. In fact, they're supposed to be even smaller. So you can see like this refinery takes up 2 stalls. Yeah, it's Greystone Place. I have heard. I've never seen Greystone Place. Hey, Nadia Adler. How do you color code things? I tried to keep it based on the in resource, but ones that require mixed ores messed it up pretty quickly. So the more complex ores, like, yeah, I kind of just go off the color of the thing. Like this makes fuel, and that's orange. That's pretty simple. But yeah, the manufactured things kind of suck. I'm mostly not coloring them. I just color them when I can. And these are, I think these, I color the blueprint. No, I don't. I'm coloring these all after the fact. So like that's oil. That's turbo fuel. In fact, you can see this is my turbo fuel farm. I did fully build out a turbo fuel farm. That was one of the things I did. So I got 17k kilowatts, which is nice. And I probably could put more. I think I'm making more turbo fuel than I need. But turbo fuel is red. Like, yeah, it's difficult once things become more complex. If I go down to the bottom floor, like this manufacturer right here, that makes crystal oscillators. Now that one is pretty easy. I could just color it yellow because crystal oscillators are mostly yellow. They're yellow coated. You know, petroleum choke, coke is dark. Rubber is kind of like tannish with some yellow. But yeah, when things have like 4 inputs, I mean, I guess you could try coloring it based off of the product instead of the inputs, and color the input belts based off of what they're carrying. Remember the fish riverbank that Josh made, and you're like, Josh, you okay? Yes, I do. I bought that game. I still haven't played it. I think you're ahead of me in Satisfactory. I've only gotten to coal, and I put rules in my Satisfactory where I have to be recording and playing. I'm not allowed to play without streaming it. The Dilophosaurus, I applaud that, but be careful with that. That was one of the things that led to one of my burnouts, is like trying to stream everything or trying to like save the best like for stream is kind of bad, especially if you use games to relax, because then you're not relaxing anymore. And when you're not relaxing, then kind of life catches up to you. So yeah, I had to like start taking games for myself. So like there are games that I'll play for myself and not even consider streaming it. That's not true. I consider streaming it, but I decide not to stream it because I'm going to play it for myself. Expedition 33 was one of those games. I did end up streaming it a little bit, but not a full playthrough. When you start gatekeeping games from yourself because you want to stream it, that can have some really bad effects. But if you know what you're doing, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just warning you. Is there an easier way to do number inputs, like without having to do too much strange splitter merging maths? Weird number inputs. What do you mean by weird number inputs? Okay, so this is the new design, and I built. There's a couple parts to it. So one is all of the structures. The structures, if I go by blueprint, you can see these are all panels, and it's pretty nice. I like the sleek design, but things kind of got crazy. Like this is a blueprint. This was supposed to be my resource routing, and I thought that this would be cleaner. So I have orange is input, so like when you're putting resources in orange. Blue is output, so like you're receiving resources. So blue is like input resources, orange is output resources. Maybe I need to not do that. Maybe that's the thing, because like I'm basically cutting my input resources in half by having an orange on every side. Maybe I need to make one orange because I don't send that many resources down. I figured that I would start routing resources between floors of my factory a lot, so that's why I have so much bandwidth for orange. But even with all of this sleek, blueprint designs, and the blueprints are connecting. I've got some floor-to-floor transport with the hypertubes. It's kind of become extra, and it's like it still doesn't address the root problem, which if I turn around here, getting resources here is like annoying. So maybe I need to like design it to be like this. So like 4 and 4 on each side, 4 and 4 up, so that my resource like belts. Huh. I might do that. The fluids are a dream. The fluids having like the pumps built into the blueprints. Like I haven't had to set a single pump unless I wanted to like control pressure in a certain way. The pumps are very nice. If I connect these, make sure they're connected between blueprints, which the blueprint auto connect mode. Let me show you guys. We'll show you with this. So if I have this guy, and you can see the resources, the belt direction is away from me. So if I click auto connect, so it starts to like kind of do this thing. You can kind of see at the top of the screen where it starts to try to automatically connect, just like you would a belt to an input port on like a constructor or something. So you connect all of them. You click it once, and now I'm going to press H to like freeze it. Oh, okay, so that needs to go up a little higher. So like I can... Come on. Okay, I gotta undo that. I gotta press H before I activate it, so do that. Yep, there we go. And now... Oh! Damn. I was trying to pull out my... whatever it's called. This thing. Okay, sorry. Let me just do it. Keep on getting distracted. There we go. And now I can bring it as far as I want. I can, manually do it. It'll bend. I can do a turn. I even, turn it around. And it'll automatically set up. It's so good. I plan to play Satisfactory again someday. Yes. Have you tried Peak yet? I did. I streamed it once. In fact, my... Okay, that's ugly. My mods and I played Peak together. And there's a stream out there. I think it's from a couple streams ago. So it should be in my my VODs. I have a streams playlist on my YouTube channel. What's your name? Krakenfall. I'm currently streaming Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure, and Skylanders Giant on Nightmare mode. I thought I could do it in one day, but I was wrong. Nice. I talk about Ori, how it needs to have another game instead of Skylanders. I never played Skylanders. I sold it when I worked at GameStop. Because of course I worked at GameStop. In college. That was honestly a bomb-ass job. It wasn't super great. The job part of it. But the working with games and then working with people and talking about games, because I freaking love games. It was it was very good. I really enjoyed that part. Okay, so yeah, the everything is gross. I don't like that. I don't like this. And then even when you get up there, I think I'm just talking to talk right now. I don't remember what I was saying or what I was going to do. But the current problem in front of me is, you can see it, my milestone. I want to unlock nuclear power. I want to unlock everything. Basically, I'm trying to speedrun Mark III blueprints. So we're just gonna work towards that today. And I think I need to build some blueprints to do it. Oh, I made this. I spent way too much time on this center column. This room is all alien. And I'm not going to go up because I don't want to wait for it. But I also built this room, and I don't know why. It's just like a little port. I had an elevator stop there, but I got rid of it accidentally. Trains with cleanup? That's a good idea. What's your niche that you can ramble about for ages? That's a good question. I would say video games. But video games are too broad nowadays. I don't know. Once I start talking about something I'm actually interested in, I can ramble on for ages. Your factory is amazing. I don't think I could come close to reaching your level. Oh, yes, you could. I know you could. And I'm not just blowing steam. This factory, in fact, I'm going back. I'm going back. I actually will I would be fine with posting blueprints. I had some questions from my mods and some users on the Discord about whether or not we'd start up a blueprint exchange. Okay, I will go up this time. A blueprint exchange, which would be kind of cool, but I was worried about because they're binaries, they're serialized files, and you can people could upload viruses and stuff, and so I mean, I know Discord has some protection against that, but knowing about cybersecurity, it's still a threat vector. So I was I don't know about that. All of this stuff, Nod Adler, is all just pieces. So I was thinking about these blueprints. You can see this. This is a whole blueprint. This was actually how I was planning to deliver resources to the factory, but I ended up not using it at all. So I'm probably going to delete that. Oh, that's the part I didn't talk about is I've started to try to build, like this one you can see is crystal oscillators, which is 1.5 crystal oscillators per minute. And it's just encapsulated. It's just one blueprint. And everything else, it's like everything's attached. It's like Legos. If you think about things in terms of Legos, I'm sure you could come up with something. And it doesn't even have to be like so sophisticated. I was just thinking in terms of 3 parts. We have resource inputs, we have resource routing, which is logistics floor, and then resource manufacturing. And I have blueprints for each one. We have resource inputs, which is this center column here. And it's just a bunch of like conveyor lifts and liquid pipes. So like these pipes are just the same thing. Same thing. They all go up. And then they output here. Funny enough, I didn't use the front. I used the back, which is probably why Anyway, we have routing, which is just logistics like here. So like this is all underneath. You can see if I add that to, or highlight that. Oh, I can't highlight with blueprints. Damn it. Okay, so this is the blueprint above it. So why don't I show you exactly what I did? This is a single blueprint, and it produces one thing, and it's just sitting on the platform. And the platform has some baked in like wall hangers, like ceiling hangers. You can see that. In fact, that's from the bottom here. But I feel like I'm not doing a very good job of showing how I did it. But I really did. I really just thought like in terms of like Lego pieces, you know. I figured it out with a different stream. All you have to do is ban and unban my account for stream for some reason. I don't know why. That's weird. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, do I have any mods in chat? Would you guys be able to take a look at that? Starting a new game this weekend. Nice. Good. Oh, hello. I don't know what that's doing there. Oh, I put it there. Probably put it there so I can put the wall outlet without connecting. Yes, blueprint designer. Okay, so here's really what I did. So you know how I have the logistics floor? That's a blueprint right there. And then I have the production floor. That's a blueprint. And then I have the actual recipe like blueprints themselves. I separated them, and I have a stencil. It's more of a template, I guess. So production, I have a P floor template, and this is all going to get removed. But this is standing in for that platform, you know, just the floor. And then I can take a blueprint. I made these like I'm calling them P floor, like that's the model type. So I have like refinery, right? The P floor refinery. I have it set up with outputs already. You can see these beams are like, they're just like visual indicators of like which side is inputs, which side is outputs. But then you hit H, and then you press page down, and that's vertical nudging. You know, I guess this wouldn't be possible before 1.1. Vertical nudging is super goated. And then I line it up. You know, this console here is the front of your blueprint, and so you can kind of plan. I kept on forgetting, so some of my blueprints are like facing the wrong way. But then you can plan based off of like knowing where it is. So like if I want to make rubber and then handle the output. So rubber takes in oil and it outputs heavy oil residue, and you can turn heavy oil residue into petroleum coke to sync with the awesome sync. So I can do this, hit H, I have this janky system for dealing with power. So like have them all connected to wall power, and then I have a beam that I manually connect them when I, am building the blueprint or like actually placing them. It's kind of annoying, and it's like not aligned because I can get them way more space efficient like that. In fact, this is for doing rubber. Rubber outputs heavy oil residue, so I want to turn that around. There we go. And then with this template, I can come under here. This can be shorter, like this can be lower. But this is how I was comfortable with it. We've got heavy oil residue, and this is where I come in with the customizer to color code the outputs. So that's heavy oil residue, and I'll just type that in. We got rubber, input oil. I've got a color code for oil. And then you can see it at the bottom too. So like I can stage inputs for that. Now I have started to delete the floor holes when I don't need them. And that helps clean up the bottom and you don't get confused, because like when you place a blueprint and then you go down to logistics and you're like, what is everything supposed to connect to? I don't know what anything is, and you have to go back up and down, up and down. That's one of the things I realized, which is also why I made this template, so I wouldn't have to go back and down. I can do the connections up front. So this takes in petroleum coke, takes in oil residue and petroleum coke. And if I want to rate limit them now, 20 rubber. Oh, actually, let's do 2 rubber because it's 2 to 1. And then we can flip this one around. Will that fit? No, it won't. Damn it. Sometimes I can get it lined up well enough. Hey, Mr. Rat. Every time I see this game, I remember Josh from Let's Game It Out. You know, I'm starting to not think of Josh from Let's Game It Out as much because this game is like a part of my life now. It's so good. I totally understand why he would spend so much time in this game. I'm not as crazy as him. Damn. Okay, so that won't work. I'll have to bring it around. All this to prove that you can do it, Nadia Adler. I don't have to do that. I don't know why I'm spending this much time. Maybe I'll share the blueprints. Okay, there you go. And then you do the rest. Like, wait. Why does this one not have... I don't know why that doesn't have a conveyor left on it. But I would set the output for the rubber, and then I'd merge them, and I'd provide them, you know, at the bottom. I'd route them somewhere, and then same here. And that, I mean, that's pretty much it. The Color coding you can do here, and then you delete the template. All the routing would be done. I'm not gonna finish it. I don't know why I'm actually showing you. Because we're gonna make some blueprints here in a sec. Played for the first time like yesterday in age, like haven't even played 1.1. 100% recommend it. Vertical conveyor, vertical nudging, infinite nudging. So when you're placing something, you press H to freeze it, and then you can nudge it with the arrow keys. And now you can nudge it with the page up, page down, and then you can do minor nudges by holding Control. And it's amazing. You also have conveyor lift mergers and splitters on conveyor lifts. So I'm doing that. I can put a conveyor splitter right there. And now I don't have to like deal with this. Like before, what you had to do was this. So like pretend you have a conveyor lift hole. Why am I asking you to pretend when I'm just going to do it anyway? Let's say you got a conveyor lift hole and you're routing resources between the two. But then you need to split it. Well, what do? You stop here, you put a splitter, and then you have to like bring one of the splitters back. Oh, wrong way. And that's like basically what you have to do. So you can only split it two ways, and one of the ways is it's taking up so much space. And if you have conveyor lift holes next to each other, you just can at that point, unless you're okay with clipping, which, sometimes I am when I'm trying to get something done. And now you can just do the conveyor lift. Let's see, what other changes have they done? Honestly, it's the elevator. The elevator's actually pretty fast. I haven't updated this one, but you can update every single floor with an icon and a color. That's nice. Yeah, it is. Have you heard of abiotic factor? I have. I don't know what it is, though. Did somebody... Gosh, I really wish my mods were here tonight. I didn't... None of them knew I was going to stream, because I was like, I may not stream again. Because it just was not feeling it. I think somebody linked it. Yeah, I don't see it in the backlog or suggestions. Either place is fine. What I mean, like dying in horror games, I mean the PTSD causing death, like brutal, horrific deaths. I don't know why. Oh, what did you say? Horror games that truly show people dying even though YouTube would be like, nah. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever's ad friendly is kind of a toss up, Okay. Let's actually go home. I'm going to start blueprinting some stuff. So one of the tools that I use is freaking amazing, and I love it. Well, we're going home. I'm going to show you guys. Where's my Steam? There's my Steam. Satisfactory Modeler. It's free on Steam. It's just a utility, so you can run it at the same time as the game. And it's amazing. I freaking love it. So, I'm trying to plan supercomputers. If we go up to my... What is this called? Hub. If I go to my hub and I look, I have milestones that I can reach. And if I get to phase 4, I get the Mark III blueprinter, which is what I want. I basically don't really want to spend a bunch of time blueprinting stuff if I don't have to. Unfortunately, I do have to because like supercomputers are hugely compound product manufacturing chains. So I'm going to be blueprinting a lot anyway. So I need supercomputers. I need fused modular frames. And I need turbo motors. Oh, and supercooling units. Or cooling systems. Once I get those, I can get Mark IV. Mark III blueprint designers. And then I'm really going to start blueprinting everything. So, in order to do that, I need to have a good plan. And now that I have like a factory structure that that's like kind of modular and I'm building off of it, I can do it fully in Satisfactory Modeler. So you see I have, let's just do it over again. Because it's insane. It's very nice. So I'm going to put in a new outpost, which is just going to be a room. We'll call this... Actually, let's not call it anything. Let's just get started. So supercomputers. Now it gives all you the alt recipes. So you kind of have to track what alt recipes you have. And I don't know... If you're watching this, you're interested in Satisfactory, you probably know what an alt recipe is, but if you go to the MAM and you analyze hard drives, it gives you alternative recipes with different inputs than the base recipes. 100% worth it. I don't know why I felt the need to explain that. So, supercomputer. And that requires... Let's put one in here. I want one manufacturer making supercomputers with the base recipe. That'll give me 1.88 output, and it requires all these things. 7.5 supercomputers, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and plastic. Now, in order to just build it out, I can click and hold, and let go, and then I choose the recipe for computers. So it automatically connects whatever manufacturer machine that you need with the recipe and tells you how many you need them. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just use the base. Actually, no, we'll use Caterium computers. So I need 2 manufacturers making Caterium computers, and that takes 30 circuit boards, Caterium wire, and rubber. And then we can do that again. I'll use electrode circuit boards because that's my favorite recipe for circuit boards. You get a lot of it. Click, clack, thanks for the raid. Dang. I thought you were going to stream longer than that. I was hoping to raid you. Diamond, good to see you. Timothy, Tim's, welcome in. What were you guys playing? Actually, you're playing a horror game, right? I didn't know you guys were playing Pressure Washer Simulator. I saw your Discord notification. I got to get in on that. I've been meaning to play that, and maybe we should do our little, podcast talk in Pressure Washer Simulator. It's copying Markiplier, but who freaking cares? It's a good game to relax and chill and listen to some good conversation. Derp, thank you for the raid. You both raided me. That's very nice. What game were you playing? Dude Devour? Oh, Devour the game? Interesting. Never seen it. I'm down for some Power Washing Simulator. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to make it happen. Is Devour good? Is it like Alien Isolation or Dead Space, or where it's like Phasmo 4-player? Oh, nice. It's like Phas. Okay. Would you guys be down to doing that on one of the Phasmo nights, or is it not good enough for that? With you trying to unsummon the demon. Okay, that's kind of cool. Was gonna see if we'd be down. I'd be down. Yeah, let's do it. Sweet. We just made plans. Everybody, this is Derp Music and Click Clack Clout. They're 2 friends. We play Phasmo Friday every Friday. Although Derp was... You know what? I was going to say Derp was a square. He wasn't there last week. But neither was I, so I'm a square too. We're both squares. I'm joking. Same brain cell, yeah. But yeah, they're awesome. and I appreciate them. Thanks for the raid, guys. Let's check in on that Phasmo. Had to eep. My body said no. That me too, actually. Okay, so we've got Katerian computers. We've got 30 circuit boards. We need 6, whatever the assemblers, and then we need rubber. I'm gonna use regular rubber because I don't have an alt for it yet. That's a lot. We need 6 refineries. That's a lot, and it tells me everything. I need 180 crude oil. I need to deal with 180 heavy oil residue. We've got petroleum coke, because that's the only recipe that you can provide petroleum coke for. And now, for some reason, there's this bug where I connect petroleum coke to anything, and it just like dies. So I think the code, the code of the satisfactory modeler, might be allergic to coke. I actually need to file that bug. I've been meaning to. And then we've got the other parts of the computer. We've got fused quickwire. I know I have that recipe, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to use pure Caterium ingot to save on Caterium, so I have to route less of it. Same with copper, pure copper ingot. Okay, and then rubber. Need a lot of rubber for this recipe. And then we'll just do petroleum coke, and then we can awesome sync the output. And then actually, there's also splitters. They call it a splurger because it's one item for all of the outputs. So I'll put a splitter here. We'll do that, and then we'll sync the rest. Which I just said. I just said that it's allergic to coke, but I wanted to show you you can awesome sync it. I don't know why this one's broken, so I'll just leave that alone. All hail the maniac who made this. I got to get this now. It's so good. It's so good. And that's just one part of it, right? Like if you ever remember, like I've been using this for like my entire playthrough now. You would have to literally be running back and forth. You'd like build a manufacturer and then put a computer in it, Caterium computer, and then you'd click on that, press E a couple times to get your assembler, and then you put the circuit board, and then, okay, I need 5 of them, or I could overclock it, and you're just sitting here dinking with all these settings, and you don't need to. Like, you go back and forth, and then you build a little bit, and then you build a little bit. It's honestly, it's very frustrating. Now that I've experienced this convenience. And then same thing with AI limiters. AI limiters are pretty quick. I've got steam copper sheets, saves on copper. Pure copper ingot, just like before. Want to save on the resources. Fused quickwire, just same as before. Caterium. Wait, that's too small for you guys, isn't it? There you go. Caterium ingot, pure Caterium ingot, and then we're done. You can even pull the resources out to the outpost. So up here, I can't zoom in on that, but you can bring the resources to the outpost and then route resources between outposts. Oops. So you bring it into that plus sign. We got water, and then crude oil, and then we've got more copper, we've got more Caterium, and it automatically adds everything up for you. So like you still use Satisfactory Calculator, you still use a calculator, but you don't have to. Oh, I think I just bungled the water. Yeah. You can put duplicate lines, so if you want to have like two different representations, you can. Now, the outpost itself will have inputs. So I could define an output on the floor, on this outpost here, and I can route things too. So like I could even put, crude oil. I could put the oil extractor or whatever you call it, the pump, on the outside. So it's super useful. I know this is the materials I need so far. And we can even finish it. We've got high-speed connectors. I'm going to go with silicon because it gives you more. In fact, I can show how much it would take. With the high-speed connectors, I'd need 1.5. Actually, no, that's fine. Why would I use silicon high-speed connectors? Oh, because that's a lot of deuterium. Yeah, it saves on deuterium. I want to save on deuterium. There we go. And then deuterium, fuse quick wire again, and we'll do. You can put these together. It depends on how you're designing your factory. So like you can see, I've got pure deuterium in a refinery, in multiple places, and I could just draw a line here to have it output, and it will calculate how many refineries I need to if I'm chaining these two together. I am just performing something. It's a discipline I learned from software engineering, which is single purpose principle, and I think also abstraction, where I do not. Timothy Timms, thanks for the follow. I like to keep things separate, and I want to blueprint each of these. Like anytime there's a manufacturer involved, and there's 3 inputs, and some of them are not like raw resources. And in this case, none of them are. It's deuterium wire, what's that called? Silicon, and then circuit boards. I want this entire line to be blueprinted. Like this right here is what I'm going to blueprint. And you can see I'm kind of grouping them apart. Hang on, let me clear this connection. You can click on the numbers here and move the lines so you can make it very, very pretty if you want to. But then when you move the object or the node that it's connected to, the number is static, and I don't like that. So I want it to be dynamic. So I will delete the connection. Okay, so like this is going to be a blueprint. Uncle Carl, thank you for the raid. How's it going? Were you guys playing Fortnite again? I don't have any mods here, so I haven't been shouting people out. Hold on, let me shout out Click, Clack, and Derp, and now you. Saluzon. Saluzon? TV? Happy first time chat. Welcome in. Actually, no. There we go. Thank you, Uncle. It's Uncle Carl. Let's shout out Derp Music. And let's. Sorry that I'm shouting them out all at the same time. Astro Colony. I don't think I've heard of that one. Is it good? Space platform factory automation game. Ooh. I better stay away with that from that until I'm done with Satisfactory. Let's see, what was I talking about? I was talking about single purpose principle. So you don't want to combine uses. Now, reusing things in an abstract way is good. So like blueprints encapsulates the high-speed connectors. Like in this case, I'm working on high-speed connectors. It encapsulates it all together. And then you can take that unit and apply it anywhere. It's like this big bundle of things that have inputs and outputs and requirements and like all these rules, and you just put it walls around it, which is the blueprint, and then you can like pick it up and use it as an object rather than like having to like have a million snake tentacles. Snake tentacles? What are snake tentacles? Maybe I'm thinking of Medusa. A million tentacles from one resource line, and then you start to like bleed together what its purpose is and like what are you using in it. So it's just good practice to keep things as separate as you can, but as like encapsulated and multi-purposed as possible. So we got pure copper ingots, pure deuterium ingots. And I'll throw those over in the resource or the outpost inputs as well. And then we got silica, which I'm going to use basic silica, which is not super efficient, but you don't need that much. And then circuit boards, electric circuit boards. And we've got that already. That's going to be its own blueprint. So I'll have multiple blueprints to make up this one. And they'll all work together. So we got that, and then we'll put petroleum coke, and then we'll put that into an awesome sink. Gosh, dang it. It's allergic to coke again. Nope, I can't connect it. I'm just going to leave that here. So I'll sync the extras. And then we've got oil, and bam. And now all we have left is plastic and crude oil for that. And since this is, oh wait, that's not all in one. Okay. Oops. Petroleum coke. And then sync that. Whenever it's sinking, well, actually, I don't know. I don't know why this one breaks it and this one doesn't. So that's a full supercomputer blueprint. And now I can go in and I can look at the numbers. 6 refineries for rubber. 3 refineries for petroleum coke. 6 assemblers for circuit boards. I have circuit boards done. Deuterium. 2 assemblers for deuterium wire, making fused wire. 3 refineries. It's over 1. You can't have you can't put 17% of a refinery up. Coke always causes problems. I think coke is the solution. Musa, do not clip that. No, coke, petroleum coke I like, and maybe I haven't come across a situation where it's a problem. I like it because it's a unit that you can sync. And so as long as I can fit a awesome sink in there, I don't have to worry about it. It's not like aluminum's closed system water recycling situation where you have to like worry about too much water in the line. Coke, you just throw it in a sink and it's gone forever. Don't worry, I'll clip. No. Don't do drugs, kids. Until your brain is fully developed, which, my brain's not going to be fully developed until I'm 90. Do you guys like dumb ideas? Rocket fuel generator, happy first time chat. Sure. Yes. I say there's no dumb ideas. There's only ideas with problems to solve. Sometimes you don't solve those problems. Supercomputer, 1 supercomputer per minute. Or no, that's 1.88 per minute. And I can make all of this. And this is what I need to make. So I need to start blueprinting. I'm going to split them up. I already have a circuit board, electrode circuit board blueprint. I need a computer blueprint. And then I need an AI limiter blueprint, and I need a high-speed connector blueprint. So I just need those 3 blueprints, and I won't delete it in case I want to come back. But I've kind of detached them here. You can see I've detached them because I want to make blueprints, and each blueprint is going to have 1 manufacturer. And so I'll place multiple of those blueprints to meet the requirements of the supercomputer. So I've detached it, and I'm going to put everything back to 1. I had set them to equal the requirements of the supercomputer so that I could actually see in these storage containers how much I need of each resource. But I don't need that anymore. So we'll just set everything to 1, and that's what the blueprint will use. So this is the actual numbers of machines that I'll need for a blueprint. In fact, this one, is already blueprinted, so we'll put that over here. This one, wait. Oh. Okay. There we go. So this one's probably going to be a blueprint. I think I can fit 1 manufacturer, 1 assembler, and 3 refineries. That might be a tight fit. I probably won't actually be able to. The refineries really screw things up. I might just place a single rubber. Actually, probably I'm going to make a rubber blueprint. The only thing I need in this entire modeler is like boxes. This is like a flowchart. Like I've made architecture designs that have flowcharts like this, and I just need stuff to like write in them and show people. I'm building a 100k milliwatt battery, 100k milliwatt hour. Wait, megawatt. That's a capital M. Megawatt battery, megawatt hour battery building. I don't have any batteries right now. Hey Joel, guess what happened at your job? Probably something with the legal stuff, right? You had to build that giant report. Do you think power slug farms would work? I feel like they'd be out of place, but overclocking would be so much easier. I don't know what a slug farm is. I know that you need slug farms once you run out of power slugs, but I've never actually like looked at what it takes to build one. My massive amount of stupidity. Remember, if your factory doesn't last for 24 hours on backup power, are you really backing up your power? I guess 24 hours though is a long time. That's a long, long time. And with power, you know what? Now that I think about it, priority power switches have completely removed the need for batteries. I have had batteries in every single playthrough up until this playthrough, and I've used priority power switches instead, and it's insanely nice. Like I've had let me see if I can find priority power switch. Circuit break priority. So I have the advanced factory floor, which is what I'm calling the big factory over there. I've got steel products, oil products, basic products. I've got power. I've got hypertube accelerators and phase 2 products. Like I've had as much as all the way up to priority group 3 turn off on me. But that's when I built the turbo fuel factory, and it solved it. So I haven't really had to worry about it. Millinor, welcome. How have y'all been? What game is this? This is Satisfactory. It's a factory building game, which is very nerdy and extremely fun and satisfying. It's extremely satisfying. Damn, I jumped down. I need to be up there for blueprinting. Haven't played this in 8 months? You really should think about it. Satisfactory 1.1 is amazing. Diamond Block, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. You have a bunch of people you could use that on. I appreciate it. Your entire team was laid off along with 1,300 people. Outside counsel determined it was not a breach and no report was needed. Okay, that's good. That's good. Your entire team includes you, though. So you got laid off. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I cannot.
Thank you!
Crispy Jester, thanks for the follow. Sorry to hear that, Joel. Good luck. I hope you are good to take some time for yourself and do what you need to do to get another job. Yeah, that sucks. I will never not talk about how layoffs are insanely toxic for the productivity of your company. Severance is cushy? Okay, good. That's, good. I forgot severance was a thing because, like, so many people are getting laid off without it. That's good. Yeah, good luck. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna talk about layoffs for like 1/2 second because I have never been laid off, and so that obviously, what the hell do I know? But just from a logistics standpoint, having a team makeup, you have high performers, you have low performers, you have regular, like middle, decent performers, you have sustainable performers, right? Obviously, if your company's doing poorly, you may need to lay people off. That is not what has been happening all over the software industry. People in high positions have been using layoffs as a means to pad their bottom line, meaning they need to hit certain ratios for revenue, right? And so when their revenue either doesn't quite make the line, doesn't hit the water line, then, well, that doesn't make sense. When it doesn't quite hit the line that they need to, they will lay people off to reduce labor costs, which means they have less costs, so that ratio becomes bigger. That's stupid. Now, it may be necessary if your company is like dying, but to do it just so that your whole company looks better from like a stock perspective or a leadership bonus perspective, because you have to hit a certain ratio for you to get X million dollars a month, like that's just, you're stealing from the company's bottom line and productivity when you do that. Like I feel like it's literally stealing. Maybe I can think that too. I haven't thought about it enough. When you lay people off when you don't need to, those performers that I was talking about, your high performers, low performers, if you're not connected, or you stipulate an amount of people to lay off that is higher than is reasonable for how your company currently works, right? Because you have people that know a lot. Their seniority in the company is like they've been around a long time. They know how things work. People are people. They do not communicate perfectly. There are people that are really good communicators, but even they aren't going to be able to pass off all the things that you need to run efficiently. The only way you can run a company efficiently is through iteration. You need people to sit in those seats and try and fail, or try and not do as well, or try and succeed, and do it repeatedly, and then have a healthy culture that allows your team, like the expertise and the skills and the productivity of your team, to breathe. It's like inhale, exhale. Some people leave, some people come in. You train those people. Like you have this, it's like a living organism, a company is. And so when you just tear out and you just scoop out part of your body and just throw the fuck away because it's somehow going to make the company better, like you are literally, you could be scooping out organs, right? You could be scooping out your heart. You don't actually know. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you're that ruthless of a bureaucrat. But oftentimes, when how many of Microsoft's 1,300 employees that they laid off out of like 5,000, or how many employees I don't care. How many of those employees were like employees that had been there for decades and knew exactly how they could have been the only ones who knew how to run certain things. You have to find that stuff out first. Just to say lay off X amount of people now. It's bullshit. Especially I was on the employer's resume search outreach team. My boss assured me my team was safe because outreach is directly linked to revenue. Your team was the heart of it? Wow. Sounds like somebody's smoking the AI joint. Outside counsel. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get a good job soon. Bureaucrats can have hearts, Slowpunkin. I think they can have hearts. They're people too. But people get it in their heads that they know what they're doing and they're professionals, and then they stop thinking and they stop asking questions. And when you stop asking questions, you stop learning things. And when you stop learning things, you stop knowing things. And when you stop knowing things, you make mistakes. Some of them are irreversible. Legal issue was unrelated to the layoff? Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. Modern game studios only care about having CEOs, CFOs, FFOs, FUOs in the credits, so they lay off the ones that truly make the game good because they don't agree with the idea that these leaders... Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and that I think I was talking about it when the game like last year, when all the layoffs happened in the game industry. Like, layoffs scoop out a part of your body. Sometimes you need to do surgery. Like, I mean, obviously, let's not call people that are laid off cancer, but sometimes you have things going on in your body that you need to like do surgery on to fix, right? If you are so sick that you're going to die as a company, like, layoffs sometimes are necessary. But when it's not necessary and you're just like doing it to like, I don't know, I probably shouldn't make some like comparisons to like plastic surgery and stuff, because like some people need that too for various reasons. When you do surgeries that are not necessary, you endanger the company and you endanger, like, you just make it worse. You can make it way worse. And it sucks for the people that are still in the company. It sucks for the people that had to leave the company. It just sucks. Freaking hate layoffs. Immigrant to Germany. Way better labor laws. The only difficulty is the language and you still need to get a job. Yeah. Nice. That must be interesting. Are you... You're on in Germany time, right? It's about copying what worked in the past so all games become cookie cutter at the moment, which is why indie games are booming right now, which I kind of like. It means games aren't 60 quid on release. Yeah, so... Actually, I'll read the next comment. Oh, please, modern AAA is dead. Now I get to laugh as they decompose and leave behind rooms for indies to grow. I hope all of them are freed from AAA. So, AAA is kind of a rigged word. It doesn't really mean a lot. I think it, like, published games, I think I would probably use that term. Now, this is not something that anybody says, so, like, take it or leave it. I don't care. AAA games are kind of like ambiguously referring to like money that has a certain amount, games that have a certain amount of money going into them, or games with a certain size of studio, or maybe it's like big publishers, whatever. Like, AAA doesn't really mean that much in terms of like objective classification. What's dying is giant publisher games, and that I like. So maybe I just call giant publisher games AAAs for the purposes of this.
Thank you!
Rocket Fuel Generator, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I mean, I'm talking to you right now, but still welcome. AAA games, if we're going to say that they're large publishers, large game studios that are published by a large publisher, so they have lots of money in it. Like, all these things are true together. When you get that much money, there is so much... How do I explain this? This is like... It's honestly, it's software. And that's what I'm familiar with. The larger your software operation, the more critical it is that your communication processes, all of the... Like, I was saying a company is like a living organism because it's made of people, right? And... there's a life cycle to it, and you need that life cycle to be healthy. You need people to be training each other. You need people to like share information, and like people to get better at their jobs over time. And you need to like kind of maintain that line of productivity and skill and seniority or tenure. So like you want people to stay in the company so they can help keep the line stable, and it's not like jumping up and down, right? Because your heart rate is like jumping up and down. That's bad. If your heart rate is jumping up and down, go see a doctor, please. AAA games that by a big publisher, more and more money is put into it. And so the danger with it is that these companies, these studios grow massively quickly. You know, when you grow too fast in real life, that's like a genetic defect, like gigantism. No, where? You know what? I'm gonna leave the medical analogies because I keep on wanting to use them, but there are medical conditions where you grow too fast and it's terrifying. Like it's bad and it hurts and like your skin can rip and it's like it's bad. I'll just say it. I'll just leave it. It's bad. AAA is just a whole nother ballgame, and it's one in which big publishers are just cramming money into a hole, and you cannot do that to software. There is no world in which, with humans that write software, and with games, it's art. There's many art pipelines. You have to do background art. You have to do music. You have to do sound design. You have to do sound design sound engine. So like you take the sound, like the sounds themselves, and you put them into the game, and when you step on this material, the texture, then it makes this sound, and then like you have to have somebody that's overseeing that group of people that are taking all the sounds from the sound artists, you know, the audio engineers, and they're putting it in the game, and you got to talk with the engine guys, because the you know, if you're building your own engine or you're maintaining an engine, you're still going to have a team that's like knows a lot about the game engine, and they can help like integrate things, and that's called integration. When you have those teams talking to each other, these are all like, you know, only so many people can do this at once. You can't just cram more money, more people. You can buy better tools, but better tools have diminishing returns. You can't just like, there is no off-the-shelf offering, and this is something that grinds my gears when people in leadership think that you can just buy everything. You can't do that. AAA games have grown to the point where people have succeeded making games like Last of Us, making games like God of War, making games, you know, Halo, you know, back in the day, right? Like all of these high performing, really good games, they had the culture. And they had the organism. They had the life cycle. They had everything. They had people who are good leaders and understand people and are nice and likable, and they helped bring these teams together, right? You can't just pop up a game studio and expect that it'll work because you gave them $500 million. It just doesn't fucking work. And so I wouldn't say that it's dying. I would say that they're having a reckoning, where like games are now so integrated in the economy, where like it's a bigger industry than music and movies. I actually don't know those two for a fact. I think I heard them somewhere. So let's just say it is for now. Like they're bigger industry. Like it's a bigger industry in terms of revenue than a lot of other artistic industries or entertainment industries. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, we got to make more money. We got to, you know, and people like Yves Guillemot of Ubisoft, and like their whole shtick was like taking these teams that used to be good, but then they do layoffs, and then they like screw up the team, and they scoop out all the organs, and then they piss off people, and make it like working in, you know, a terrible desk job. So they go off and make games like Expedition 33, like. AAA is shitified. Like they're reaching the point where they're trying to push way too much in without recognizing the human part of development, of software development, in my opinion. I mean, software, and it's art, so it's like art and software. Games are a miracle. Have I said that? Like the fact that games get made is a miracle. When you think about all of those teams and how well they work and how there's layoffs, and so you lose half your team, and then you're supposed to still make it up, but then if you're going to be sustainable, then you're doing half the work, and so like, you know, something has to get better. Either you have to spend more time or you have to like work better with people. So you have to like have really tough conversations, and then like good leaders in bad companies can help make it work. But then like, I don't know, it's just a freaking miracle. Like so many spinning parts, so many like moving parts to make video games. It's crazy. What were we talking about? I hate layoffs I think AAA games are like bonkers stupid because you can't throw money at software and make it go faster. And games are a miracle. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Too many cooks. Yeah, kind of. It's like some things you just can't do multiple times. Sometimes only one person can hold the shovel because the trench is only a foot wide. Or 100 centimeters wide. 20 centimeters wide. Mostly because modern games are terrible. I don't buy games anymore. No! Rocket Fuel Generator! There are so many good games. Do you have a PC? Because there's amazing... There are amazing games. Expedition 33. Go play Expedition 33. I mean, go look it up first because it's a $60 game. It's cheaper on the cheaper side. But I will always disagree, respectfully, with the idea that like 360 generation was like the golden age. It was. There was a lot of amazing games, and I freaking loved playing games at the time. I have a lot of good memories. Halo 3, Fable 2 and 3. I was working at GameStop during the time. Like, I was in it. I freaking loved it. But there's so many good games nowadays. And this is saying nothing about you because I don't really know you, Rocket Fuel Generator. But like whenever I hear people say that, I think they're stuck in a comfort zone. Again, I'm not talking about you. I want, like, that's part of the reason I like stream, which I haven't really been playing a lot of different games, but I want to show people good games that are fun, that you can have fun without playing the games that playing the genres that are failing right now, like FPS games and frickin' battle royale and I don't know. I feel like it's easy to see that the video game industry is shrinking when I think it's like the biggest it's ever been. There's so much good games. I'm running an i5 13600 KF. Nice. That's a decent build. With a 9070, you got a 9070. Congratulations. That's not sarcastic. That went out of stock. Like, that went off the shelves like crazy. I was trying to tell friends to get that because they were like, I'm going to upgrade my graphics card. I was like, well, go get the 9070 XT. And they didn't. It went out of stock. Minecraft is right now is cooking a bit. Nice. I don't buy all these big games like, say, that new Killing Floor 3. I have not seen Killing Floor 3. You know what? Let me show you. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to the blueprinting anything because I got to feed the cats here. I'm probably going to get off. This has been a good stream, though. Lots of talking. If you're hoping to see me play a lot of Satisfactory, I apologize. Let's see. Recents. Can I make this bigger? Here, let me load my Steam library in a browser. Because then I can zoom in. I gotta frickin' sign in. Where's my library? Welcome, everybody, to my profile. I feel self-conscious immediately. Games. Gosh darn it. I already signed in. AMD cards work better with Linux? Yes, that is true. I mean, I haven't seen that firsthand, but I have heard that. Bazite. Batsite. It's 4 a.m. Crispy Jester. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Don't stay up too late. Let your brain do some garbage collection. Games recently? No. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'll just read them out. I bought Stranded Alien Dawn. I'm planning on playing that. Lies of P, because I played Elden Ring Night Rain. And I kind of got the Souls-like bug. I might also play Sekiro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I get really mean to myself whenever I'm playing Souls-likes. So we'll see. Dune Awakening I did play, and I'm putting it on hold right now because a buddy that I'm playing with is out of town. We've got The Altars, which I played on stream. Elden Ring Night Rain, I did beat the game. I beat all the bosses except for any of the modified bosses, the advanced bosses, or I forget what they're called. I haven't played any of those yet. Peak was good. Beyond the Long Night is an indie that I heard really good things about. I'm going to play that one. Little Nightmares 2, I got it because it was really cheap, but I've always wanted to play those. Death Stranding Director's Cut, I never beat the first one, so I was like, maybe I can beat it this time. We'll see. Noita, I plan on playing on my Steam Deck. Dyson Sphere Program is one of the backlog suggestions that you guys, I did get it, so I'm probably going to play it at some point. When the Pass is around is going to be a chill game. I think I might record that and release it on YouTube without streaming, but I also might stream it. Oh, Abiotic Factor. I bought it. Who was asking about that? Yelefia, welcome. Have you heard Soulframe? I have not heard of that. Did you try Stellar Blade? I did not. I feel like that game... Not that I don't have anything against it, but like... I feel like it's sus to play that game. Or maybe that's just me sweating. My partner would be fine with it. But I also heard it was like... I don't know. I just wasn't... I'm not interested in that type of game too much. But I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know how it plays. It looks like a little bit like Nier Automata. Final Fantasy IX... I don't think I'm going to play that, but I want to have it in case I do. I mean, I've already played it. I almost beat it. A lot of the Final Fantasies I got to like the last disc and then stopped playing. Clair Expedition 33, 100%. I would recommend this one 100%. Helldivers 2, amazing. In fact, I should play it again. Divinity 2 Original Sin. It's just like Baldur's Gate. If you like Baldur's Gate, Divinity 2 Original Sin is like Baldur's Gate. It's a little rough because it's an older game. It's older than Baldur's Gate by like 10 years. But it feels very Baldur's Gate. So I'm playing that with a buddy, but it's the same buddy that's out of town. Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Remastered. So like I'm trying to make a point, but I'm also trying to show you games. These are the ones. Hades, I finally played Hades. It was fun. I didn't like it as much as everybody else did. I feel like people were just exploding with joy for this game. But for me, it was just kind of fun for like a couple days. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out this year. This is a banger. I kind of burnt out on it because I got distracted by other games and work kind of got tough, and so I like wanted to play something that was a little bit faster. But this is like an RPG, like it's like let's say it's like GTA in medieval times. And so like you have armor and weapons and you can like get stronger at certain weapons, but then you can do quests like Skyrim. But they had like the story is really good. I freaking love it. I am going to come back and beat this at some point. Marvel Rivals, I kind of don't like that much because everything's too overpowered. But I did go sweaty on that for like a couple weeks. Lockdown Protocol is fun with friends. World War Z I played a little bit, but it was just boring. Enshrouded is amazing. I did not beat it though. Stranded Deep I'm gonna play. I don't like Warframe. I'm sorry. If you like Warframe, I love that for you. But I did try it at the beginning of the year, and I got bored. Drift, Space Survival. So, okay, I'll stop there. But there are a lot of games out there. Did you buy Gears Reloaded? I did not. No. I did see that, and I think I'll get it at some point. With 1,439 games, I don't need to buy games. That's why I stayed at Elbow. Oh! I'm sorry, Rocket Fuel Generator. I made an assumption that made an ass out of me. I took that I don't buy games anymore to mean I don't care about games anymore. There aren't any good games. So my bad. Organizational change. Indeed is making changes to its structure and culture to adapt to changing. Oh my gosh. Approximately 1,300 people will be impacted. Glassdoor will be integrated into Indeed. I'm so glad I never got onto Indeed. How many weeks did you get for Severance? 6? Hopefully. Maybe 10? 10 would be crazy. Oh, wait, no, 12. Sorry, 12. 16 weeks. Wow. That's actually like a really nice, like, Joel, that's kind of crazy. They're setting you up. That's nice. They're vesting you as well. That's crazy. Usually they lay you off because they don't want to let you vest. Wow. Well, I'm glad for you. I mean, sounds like you're covered for a while. You can hit the ground running. Wow. That's the least greedy layoff I've ever seen. All games, no games. All games, but no games. I get that, Crispy Jester. We'll probably play Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I can never quite get into Dragon Quest. I don't remember which one I played. I think I played 2. Slay the Spire is really good. Look. I gotta show you guys. Slay the Spire is my I am bored and I don't feel like doing anything. So instead of dying, I'm gonna play Slay the Spire. I'm joking. I'm not just gonna die because I don't feel like doing anything. But I'm going to show you my Slay the Spire. Level 10. Level 10 on the Silent. Level 10 on the Automaton. And level 10 on the Watcher. Them's the receipts. Not that I needed to prove it. I just, it's so good. I couldn't stop playing. I also think I got lucky with a lot of runs. Trailmakers is a good game. I don't think I've played that one. I have 9K hours in Warframe. Yeah. But people that like Warframe love Warframe. I feel like it's Destiny the game. Destiny, like, basically it's like another Destiny. People get sucked into it and play it just like the Warframe heads that I have talked to sound just like me when I was into Destiny. So that's got to be good. Game called Screwdrivers. It's a mechanical build car with blocks and gears game. Interesting. I played Trailmakers briefly, but was good. My Xbox would die for some reason, but my PC might be better for it. Yeah, good luck. Oh, TCG Shop Simulator is fun. I'm not super into card games, so I think I wouldn't be as nostalgic for it. Only suckers buy games at over $40, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm a software developer and I don't have kids, so like, it's like if I want to play a game that I think is going to be fun or I've heard is fun, like I don't mind playing. I don't mind paying that, but I understand that not everybody can. I remember the days of like hitting up GameStop when I didn't work there because buy two get one free day was there, and they have like those giant tubs of like pre-owned games. So I'm just like looking for stuff. I remember when the games I played were the games I could afford, not the games I wanted to play or the games that were good. So I totally get that. To play Destiny 2, stopped after Witch DLC. I played it really, really regularly up until the DLC before Witch DLC. And then I came back for each DLC, but I never felt the need to play more after I beat it. It's more fun to buy new hardware. Yeah. Your RTX 3070 to your 9070 was awesome. Nice. My most played of game is 300 hours of Inscription. That's a lot of Inscription. I also like that game. I was actually thinking about replaying it at some point. I think I'm going to start shutting down stream here in a moment. Can I filter games by playtime?
Thank you!
Shoot, I'm gonna try and say this. Matiztia? I'm sorry, I can't see your name. Happy first sub chat, how's it going? Thank you for the follow. While doing the Witch storyline, I ended up to be nonstop PvP arena, though there's no point in playing anymore if I don't feel you do more than PvP. I played Destiny 1 like for PvP primarily. Like that was all I did. And like Trials of Osiris was to die for. It was like so adrenaline pumping to like get to your 8th win and you're trying to win 9 games in a row and you didn't buy the boon that gave you a free win. And so you're like, you just need this one more win and everything's on the line and you're the last one alive. And then you either do it or you don't. I did get to the lighthouse, which is like winning all 9 games with the Trials of Osiris. A couple times. I like 5 or 6 times. No one can say it. Matiztia. Tia. That's my guess. I was trying to find the hours that I have in each game. Oh, I think it's in my profile. I didn't look up my 2024 showcase. I played a lot of games last year. Um 36% game completion rate. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think the game completion rate per game on average, I think, is like 12% or something. And I know it's not the same number, it's not the same metric, but like me finishing 36% of the games that I have is crazy. I do have Raft. I 100%ed Raft. That's why I reacted. That was the video that blew up when I reacted to Let's Game It Out's Raft video. Because I completed it. I played it so long that I completed it. I have 1290 hours on Satisfactory. Let's see. Can I sort by playtime? I can. It's already sorted by playtime. So Destiny 2, I have 600 hours plus another 200 on Xbox. Call of Duty, I have 570 in Warzone. Factorio, I've got 500 hours in. Helldiver's got 278. Elden Ring, I've played 282. That's a lot. That's more than I remember. 250 in Raft. 226 in No Man's Sky. I played Empyrean Galactic Survival that long because I don't like that game. I think I was really trying to make it work. This game is great and it has amazing potential. But the developer there's only one guy or two guys, and they never built a team to help build the game. And so it's rough around the edges, like so bad. And NPCs and NPC based damage is so stupid. Like it just auto kills you. And like it's got perfect aim, and like there's no design around like this is what I think about it. So you can disagree if you liked this game, but there was no care put to enemy AI and enemy accuracy. So like but there's a lot of like space sim elements to it that are really fun, and shipbuilding is really fun. But there's some like I can't remember. I think I actually wrote down a rant about this game because I wanted to like it and I wanted it to be good. But it was like death by 1,000 cuts for me. Okay, that's enough ranting about that. So you average 36% of all achievements in your game. Oh, was that achievements or playtime? Oh, that makes more sense. Thank you, Dr. Phoenix. I thought it was like 36. Okay, I thought it was saying I finished 36% of the games. No, that's achievements. That's easy. They give you achievements like water. So that means I roughly finish about a third of each game. I only found your channel through Josh, and he does have a video for when Satisfactory 1.0 came out. I did not know that. I think that's going to be in my next reaction. I need to reach out in my Discord because I'd like to start doing some new reactions. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my channel. If it's just going to be a reactions channel or what. I have like plans for telling stories about Krakenfall, the character. But I am going to do some reactions. They give you achievements like water. Damn, I've never heard that before. I mean, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get achievements like Dune Dune Awakening gave you an achievement for sitting down. Like you find a chair and you sit down, you get an achievement. Like that's like drinking water. I remember trying to ride a motorcycle and it was impossible. Oh, and what game, Feltonix? Also good to see you. It's been a while. Pretty sure average game completion rate is the number of achievements. Okay. Raft is kind of boring. I freaking like Raft. It's like meditation. Oh, thank you, Dr. Finesse. That last one was close. Tia. I am embarrassed about how much storage I have for games. Okay, rocket fuel generator. Hang on. Let me not dox myself. It's not doxing. It's just a bunch of my common... I mean, I do make videos, so I need storage for that, but I have 3 game drives. Those are all game drives. Let me see if I can zoom in. Size. Nope. There we go. I have 2 terabytes. Well, 1.8 terabytes. That's 3.6 terabytes plus another 1.8 terabytes. And then I have cold storage, which is a hard drive, like a hard disk. But that's just because I grew up without good internet. Or, well, that's not true. I had about 8 or 9 years of my life where I just had shit internet. And so, like, if I have, like, Prime Day or frickin' Black Friday or whatever, I will look at those hard drives and those whatever NVMe extra storage, and I'll be like, I want that. Because then I just never download it. I'll just download it once and I'll have it forever. If I like put it away and don't play it, and then I get an inkling I want to play it, then I just can't. 24 terabytes. Okay, you beat me. To keep every one of my games on, I need to buy one more 12 terabyte hard drive soon enough. I have that much for my YouTube and stream storage. I've watched your Let's Game It Out reactions to Raft when they came out on YouTube. Nice, thanks. I'm happy you're here. I appreciate it. I always wonder how many of the people that like watch my reactions, like how many of them just like watch it and then leave forever. Which is fine. Like, you do you, go where the fun is, I say. My animation lecturer hates Satisfactory because apparently animations are bad. I haven't told him my hours. Why are the animations bad? That sounds like a pretentious thing to say. I mean, I assume he's an expert in animations. So I'm sure well, I don't know why I said he. They probably have a good reason. But when you're making a game that has literally thousands of things that are animated, you can't you can't craft every animation. You don't have that time and that money. So I don't know. That was like a joke? Okay, yeah. Making an FF14 channel? Dude, I can't do MMOs. Stupid concept. If you get an achievement, a horror game, the monster will find your location. That sounds amazing, actually. That makes you feel worse. I'm sorry. Raft early game can be boring, but after the first point of interest, it's fun. Especially when you get engines. For sure. I honestly was thinking about playing again, but I was like, I don't have any more achievements to get. It'd be nice to build something other than my giant yacht, which is what I did my last playthrough. 55 terabytes. That's a lot. I wish I had 55 terabytes. I actually... I can't show you because of space. But I'm building a file server that has another 30 terabytes. But they're not for games, they're for videos. Alright, my voice is actually kind of ruined right now. I haven't talked this much in over a week. I feel broke, but to be fair, I'm working part time. Yeah, and that's okay. I loved Minecraft when it came out. Not only because it's like Legos and you have like your no limits on your creativity and you can build your place and express your creativity, and there's interesting exploration and building and recipes, and like it's just there's always a reason to keep playing. Minecraft was cheap. I mean, I got it doesn't track your hours because because it didn't. It probably does now. But like, I'm pretty sure I played at least 1,000 hours of Minecraft. Imagine being jobless for a year. Is that you? How's the factory going? It is good. Armadillo, good to see you. I happened to be looking at the screen when you did it, so there's no fooling me this time. Welcome in. I am actually probably about to end stream. I gotta go feed the cats. But, Michelle, welcome in. The factory's going good. The VOD will be up, really soon on YouTube. You should be able to go back and watch a little bit. But there's, I've been really scaling out, and I'm not happy with how I'm doing it. So I'm gonna be building some new blueprints to accelerate the factory scaling. I just want everything to be easy. Why can't everything be easy? Honestly, that's like my actual job. Is like the whole time I'm like developing systems that make things easier. Minecraft is the most popular game for a reason. Yes, it is. And I was hooked. I came in right when alpha turned to beta, and I had a shitty Intel Celeron laptop. It was like a Dell. I think I still have it. I installed Linux on it. It was probably like, the battery's probably dead now, like bloated. But I had to turn fog or like view distance to like something like 50 blocks. Like everything, I was just in constant fog. But it was worth it. That game, I was so addicted. And I'm quite frankly, I'm very glad I graduated college, because I almost didn't. I feel like I almost didn't. I shouldn't say I almost didn't, because I actually did pretty well with GPA, but I spent a lot of time playing Minecraft when I should have been studying. What did I say? Render distance. View distance. I said view distance. Yes, render distance. FNAF games are good. I've never played one. And there's a reason for that, because I feel like I would just be too anxious. I'll be happy to go check it out when it's up. Awesome. And it should be up as soon as I close stream down. Probably 10 minutes. But thanks for stopping by. I am as a referral to Netflix. Oh, Bryce Bow. Nice. Ex-Indian Slack is super helpful. Oh, Indeedian. Ex-Indeed employee. Okay. Oh, you have a phone interview already. Nice, Joel. Well, good luck. That was a couple times, and I won't say too much, because if any of my coworkers are watching, I don't want you to feel pressed. But there was a couple times in the last 12 months that I updated my resumes and like really kind of like looked at what I had achieved, and I was like, holy shit. I really did it though. But I did like start to look into getting a job, and that made me very unhappy. I do not like job searching. So good luck. I mean, I'm sure you'll have a better time. Jerk move. I'm not looking for a job now. I'll just say that. Every job has like 2,000 to 3,000 applicants. That's honestly what I'm afraid of. I don't know what tier I'd be competing with, but yeah. Prime Video has been a trip. I think about you sometimes, Hobbitronic. Like, I'm surprised you're still at Amazon, and I'm glad. That probably means it's working out for you. Hopefully, hopefully it keeps working out. I feel like everything that I've heard from Amazon means like I don't want to work there ever. I actually like Amazon Cloud services like AWS the most, I would say, out of the big three. Yeah. It just feels the most software developer friendly, like the way they design and provide. I think it's changed since I used it, but when I used it, it felt the most like just an extension of your application. Like you hit its APIs like any API that you would create, and you could abstract things really well. Use AWS a lot. Well, I imagine. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I would be Lambda for days, microseconds even. AWS is dev friendly. Terraform makes it bearable. Okay, so full disclosure, last time I was in AWS, up to my neck was 2016. I'm also old. But yes, I would 100% go for Terraform this time around if I switch to it. AWS, Amazon Web Services. It's like Google Cloud or Microsoft Azure, if you've heard about that one. But they're basically data centers that abstract hosting a website or a service to the point. It's cloud services. I mean, it's like Google Drive or, you know how Google Drive is like files, right? And like Google Photos is like for photos. It's like the same type of service, but for software developers to like host applications or host authentication services or host, like sign-in systems. When I say authentication services, I mean like when you sign in. You ever go to freaking, I don't know why I'm trying to explain it so deeply, but yeah, it's like all of the cloud services that you're used to using, but for software developers and just like software companies to host stuff. So like you can host a website in AWS. Your brain just got 0.00001% bigger. I think it got bigger than that. That's, I was watching a Hank Green Ask video. I think it was actually what's the frickin', I don't remember. Damien someone was asking Hank Green questions, and I don't remember. It's like a well-known comedy troupe. I don't know how a brain works. Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to like tell a story about, but I can't remember enough to tell a story. Hank Green was being asked some questions, and they were asking a question about whether or not you lose information. Like the more you learn, the more that drops off. Like, can you lose stuff? Can your brain become too full? And he was making the point that he doesn't think so, because of how he referenced something about how the brain works. He also said he didn't know that much about it, but like, it builds scaffolding. The more you know, it builds more scaffolding. Like there isn't a limited size, and the amount of information, the amount of space your brain needs to actually store information is actually extremely efficient. So it's probably not likely that you will forget stuff. Now, your ability to recall it and your brain, I mean, this is from what I've heard, so again, take it with a grain of salt, but like your brain is like a muscle, so if you don't use parts of it, it will get less good at it. It will become efficient doing meeting the demands of life and thinking. Whatever you're doing now is going to be the most important to your brain, so it will get weaker in the areas that you aren't using. So like I'm not as good at matrix math anymore because I haven't really done it that much. And when I do, I have software to do it for me. Software is really a cheat code because I can solve puzzles and stuff by just like writing out an algorithm. I don't ever have to like remember it. I'll just compute it. That's a sidetrack though. But yeah, like the more you learn, like in this case, like you learned what AWS was. Well, you didn't just learn what AWS was. You learned that AWS is the cloud service provider for software developers. You learned that software developers have different services than like Google Drive or things that you use. So like there's this whole world out there of that you weren't aware of before. And now as you move forward, you're going to fill in that understanding of that new world that you just learned about. You're going to fill it in with more things, right? So like that's the structure, that's the scaffolding. I mean, I'm kind of making stuff up, but like I like learning things because of that. I like being aware of things. I like being able to consider things. I like being able to consider the nuances of things. Yeah. I hope I never stop being reminded of how little I know. You explain things really well. That's the first I've ever heard that. I don't know if that's true, but I appreciate it. The self-loathing part of my brain can bench press a planet. I feel that. 100% feel that. I don't think I loathe myself actively, but I absolutely act as if I do. So there's like, when I make considerations about myself, I 100%, I feel you there. Like when you are working, when you're doing something and you're like doing it with somebody, like you've got friends, you're going out with friends, and like how much time you spend thinking about how much fun they're going to have and like what problems could go on. It's like, okay, well, we got to make reservations because if we don't, then we'll just be standing out there and it'll suck for them. The number of times you think about yourself in that context, like that's the part where I fall behind, because I'm like not thinking about myself at all. I'm not like, oh, how can I have fun? Let's make sure that I do stuff to make sure I have fun. That's another thing that can burn you out, by the way, if you don't ever get any positive feedback. And I'm pretty sure that's what's been going on. Part of what's contributed to my burnout lately. I only enjoy doing things when I'm learning, to be honest. I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about that. That might be true for me too. I summarize it by telling my wife, you can be lonely in a crowd. Yes, 100%. 100%. Because when people are having so much fun, because, I mean, maybe not just because of the stuff that you did, but when they are having fun, sometimes they don't have the same mental trauma, basically, to check in on you that makes them like conscientious of what's going on with you, and then they don't check in on you. And then you're just, you're there and you showed up and you were worried about all these things. You did all these things to help everybody have fun, and then you didn't. And that's not good. You should think about yourself. If you figure out how, let me know. So you only do things once, and when you've learned it, you just never do it again? Oh, no. I get better at it, because I'm never happy with it the first time I do it. The secret to life is iteration. The more chances you get to do something better you get at it, the more information you're able to receive the second time, the more you'll understand about it the second time, the third time, the fourth time. The more your brain will make it, your brain's like a muscle. So the stronger you get, the more you'll be able to lift. And then the things that were heavy before will become easy later. There's always something new to learn, like learning easier ways improving old works. Yeah. And I'll question something I've done 1,000 times. If I solve the conundrum, I'll let you know, but I gave up my unhealthy coping mechanisms, so to be determined. I'm working on it. I'm 100% working on it. Like I said, don't use anxiety to overcome ADHD. It's bad for you. It might be effective. If AWS has an outage, it's significantly detrimental to the internet. Yes, it is. It's why using AI for coding is harmful. Yes. So, okay. I think I've said it before on the channel. And I got to watch I got to make sure I don't say this at work, because it's kind of not very nice. But I treat AI and coding AI like a drunk friend, or a drunk engineer friend. So like they're really knowledgeable, and they have a lot of experience and a lot of like memory and like access to that information, but they're drunk as hell. And you wouldn't take code from your drunk engineer friend and put it in production. You just shouldn't. Like if you're smart and you're even a little bit worried about things going wrong, you would never do that. So don't do that. You can rubber duck them, like ask them questions and like tell them about your issues and see what they say. And they may have some really good suggestions that can help you jump off and like figure out the next thing to do. But don't use it. Don't let them train you solely because they're drunk. And then, don't take their code. Like maybe copy of it. It's simple. Because you get, I don't think you get that much. You get diminishing returns on like typing the same damn function out or the same damn reference call out over and over and over again. It's just text. It's just bytes that you're putting in your keyboard. If you already know it and you just need it out of your brain right now. So copy it. That's fine. But treat it just like it came out of your brain and you're not sure about it and that you should test it and that you should try writing it or implementing the idea or whatever. It's just it's more nuanced than don't take any code from AI, or do take all the code. It's use the code when it makes sense and that your need for accuracy is low. That's like the other thing I say about AI is like AI is not good at being accurate. If you need something to be 50% accurate, go for it. Use AI all day. You need to remember what words you need, like hey, ChatGPT, remind me what are the words for longing, but not in a romantic situation, and not in, but actually in like you just really want it, like you want it because it's going to taste good, but you're not talking about food, but you want it, like you ramble on and you're like trying to describe to the AI. The AI will come up with a good answer. Like they'll tell you it's pining. Oh, okay. Yeah, pining. That's a good one. Or crap, I can't remember any. I'm going to have to go ask ChatGPT. But like definitely use it as a tool and not a mentor. Desire, sure. Yeah, desire would work. I don't use AI. I enjoy solving a solution myself. Plus you get the dopamine of solving a puzzle. I wish I did. What's the point of learning a solution if you don't fully understand the problem? Exactly. Because understanding the problem is so much more valuable. Now, you can help learn to understand the problem from the AI. You just use it like Wikipedia. And that's kind of an outdated thing to say. When I was in school, I just learned this, that you can reference Wikipedia in school now. When I was in school, you could not reference Wikipedia. It was new, and teachers were like, no, you can't use it. Do not use it as a reference in your like essays and stuff. So what I would do is I'd go to Wikipedia, get all the references at the bottom of the page and use those and like look at them and see if they were useful to me. And that would save all of the searching, right? But same thing. AI, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Grok, all of them, like use them to bounce off ideas about your understanding and just like reiterate, like, okay, so you're saying this, and try and say it in a different way that, and that they may hallucinate. So don't take their word as gospel or the source of truth, but use it to bounce ideas off and develop your understanding. Ask for links out. Like I always tell people, especially my family, ask it for references. Please provide at least 3 references, and they'll like link out. And honestly, with code, half the time I ask for references, they're referencing some bullshit unanswered Stack Overflow article, and I'm like, fuck right off with that. Sorry, it's almost Friday. I'm swearing. Yeah, ask the AI for source, 100%. Okay, I am talking. I need to go drink some water and eat some food and feed the cats. So I'm going to head out. Let's see if I got rated 3 times today, and I would feel terrible if I didn't raid somebody else out. So why don't we look for somebody to raid really quick? It is Friday for you? Well, happy Friday. I'm jealous. I was in the Navy, so I give you the sailor pass. Nice. Say hi to the cats. Let me see. I might have to send you guys a picture in Discord if they're cuddling again. You know, I'll send you. They were sleeping on top of each other last night, and it was freaking cute. You're in the future. Yes, you are. Okay. We've got Catafly playing Soul Mask. We've got Berserka playing Claire Obscure. Let me check to see where Berserka is. Okay. Okay, they're kind of late in the game. Berserka's in, like, I think Act 3. Yes, he's in Act 3. Because he's going over 10,000 damage. So let's not do Berserka. Any news we should know? What context? Meteor gonna hit. This just in, Powderski's back hurts. Catafly's playing Soul Mask. You know what I forgot to do is I forgot to run ads so you guys wouldn't get damn pre-roll ads. Everybody who's on Twitch and hasn't watched me before but clicked in and watched the ads, thank you. I hate pre-roll ads so much. Everything will be 10x expensive, so rush and buy some. Oh, after the meteor? I just realized my music turned off. I think I'm not gonna. There's not really anybody online that I want to raid right now, so I'm gonna run credits instead. But thank you for hanging out with me today. Honestly, it was really good. I had like I talked about burnout a lot. I think it was probably cathartic to talk to somebody about burnout. Yeah. It's been a rough week, so I don't know. This is really fun. Thank you guys. To pick Act Strange, no ads in 3 hours. Are you have a sub? It was a fun first stream. Well, happy first stream, Crispy Jester. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I will see you next time. And tomorrow, sounds like we might play Devour instead of Phasmophobia Friday. So if you're interested in a horror game that's 4-player and we're all going to get scared as shit and say expletives and make silly jokes, that'll be a fun stream. It'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. PST. Which I wish I had a time converter right now so I could actually like tell you what it would be in different time zones. But yeah, about 23 hours from now, if that helps. Yeah. Otherwise, I think I might stream this weekend, extra streams. I always try to do extra streams if I can. I might not be able to. I would say it's like a 50-50 right now. So I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Have a great weekend. See you guys. Matiz, go to bed. All right, bye. And you too, Jester, go to bed. That's too late. As soon as you can see the light out. No, I'm not gonna. Okay. Bye.